At this time, police have
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News, live at 5.
Our cameras are on the scene as an EMT driver surrenders to authorities after being charged in a deadly crash. The FBI works to determine if the stabbing of a police officer at a U.S. airport was a terror attack. Less than a week after the Hamilton County School Board selected Dr. Brian Johnson as superintendent, he made a surprise public appearance this morning. Live at 5 starts now.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News, live at 5.
Just a few hours ago, the Puckett ambulance driver involved in last week's fatal accident turned herself into authorities at the Floyd County Jail. 21-year-old Kristen Keys is charged with vehicular homicide in the second degree and failure to maintain a lane.
Now, the accident killed 55-year-old Tony Patterson. Police say that she fell asleep at the wheel before crashing into two trees and flipping over. Tonight, Keys' attorney spoke with our Channel 3 reporter Kate Smith about the investigation.
5 days after the crash, Kristen Keys was booked and released from jail. Her attorneys say that she wasn't running or hiding from the authorities. She was recovering from her injuries and working on what's best to do for her unborn baby. A pregnant Kristen Keys limped into the Floyd County Jail. Her attorney, McCracken Poston, says she was seriously injured in the ambulance crash that killed a patient she was transporting.
Fractured pelvis and sacrum. It's very difficult for her to get around.
Keys was scheduled for a 12-hour shift Friday morning. She told police she fell asleep at the wheel. She is 5 weeks pregnant and told her attorney she was suffering from extreme fatigue when the crash happened, and she avoided caffeine to protect the baby. The police and her attorneys are still investigating if fatigue caused the crash.
The usual outside influences such as drugs or alcohol, not in this case.
Poston tells Channel 3 Keys suffered from a rare heart condition, which caused her to pass out at work last year. We asked if that condition could have impacted Keys' ability to drive an ambulance.
I'm not sure. This is something that we're looking into. I would imagine a lot of people have conditions. I have diabetes. There are certain times that probably I shouldn't be behind the wheel of a car or practicing law for that matter. But, you know, you manage your conditions.
Keys posted bond and was released from jail hours after turning herself in. She is on paid medical leave following the crash and pending an internal investigation. Her attorney says Keys has a long road ahead, both physically and emotionally.
She's grieving very much for the Patterson family and her co-worker who was injured as well. She feels terrible about that. And they have reached out through third parties to indicate their concern for her, and I think that's very gracious.
I reached out to the Roth firm who is representing the Patterson family for a statement. They say that the crash is still under investigation and that the family has declined to comment. Of course, once we get new information, we'll be sure to pass them along to you. Reporting in Floyd County, Kate Smith, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
New at 5, Chattanooga police are investigating a shooting on Stanfield Road. It happened earlier this afternoon. Officers say a man was shot in the chest and he's in critical condition. If you have any information that can help police, be sure to call them at the number on your screen. In Polk County, deputies are looking for an alleged thief. The sheriff's office says warrants of theft and burglary have been issued for this man, Carl Howard. If you know where he might be, call the Polk County Sheriff's Department.
We are learning new details about a double homicide investigation after 2 bodies were discovered at Highland Memorial Gardens yesterday. Natalie Potts is live with more on why police think it was gang-related.
Well, at this time, police have learned that both of those victims were connected to gangs, but they say that that may or may not have been a part or been a motive in this crime. Family members have confirmed the 2 victims as 20-year-old Thomas Holder and 17-year-old Ray Sean Underwood. Officials say the 2 men found dead at the cemetery had injuries consistent with gunshot wounds, but their official cause of death will have to be determined and confirmed by a medical examiner. Police spent nearly 10 hours investigating at the scene here. There's no word yet on possible suspects. If you have any information that could help in this case, call the homicide hotline. All calls remain anonymous, and those tips go directly to homicide investigators working this case.
Our greatest resource in the homicide unit is information. We gather information from evidence, from witnesses, community members, family members.
Now, if you do have any information that can help investigators, they want you to call 423-643-5100, and you can find more information about that homicide hotline on our website at WRCBTV.com. We'll have another report coming up tonight at 6. But for now, reporting live in Chattanooga, Natalie Potts, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Natalie. The FBI is looking into a possible act of terrorism after an airport officer in Flint, Michigan was stabbed in the neck this morning. A man who was dropping off his daughter at the airport said he saw a police officer bleeding from his neck. He also saw a man being detained by police and a knife on the ground. Police have confirmed a suspect has been taken into custody. That airport was evacuated, and there are no reports of any passengers getting hurt. And we are keeping an eye on this story, and there will be an update on NBC Nightly News tonight at 6:30. We're also watching the weather. We know you are too. Watching a lot of rain to the south of us.
Yeah, time now to send it over to Paul Barris, who is monitoring that rain and what it can mean here.
We'll take a quick look and see what's happening locally right now. There's not that much rain. We've had a few sprinkles. Some of my sky watchers have seen some rain pop up. Most of it right now is in the Polk County, and there's a lot of it south of the city. We'll get into that a little later on. But what I want to show you right now is Vipercast. This is our latest look at what our future weather is going to be. This is our very own computer model. 11 o'clock tonight, not much. Most of the showers still south. But overnight, we're going to see some of that rain move in. Should be pretty light to begin with. This is 7 o'clock in the morning. The green indicating some light rain. Then the southerly winds start to pick up. Maybe a few thunderstorms could develop by noon and into the afternoon, especially into the evening hours. Some pretty good showers and thunderstorms move on by. Then by 7 o'clock in the morning Friday, just a few showers with southerly winds continuing. And they get a little bit heavier, a little more numerous coming up at noon on Friday. And then by 5 o'clock, a little break, but more showers and storms come in throughout the evening hours. Now by Saturday at 2 o'clock when this ends, we get a little bit of a break, but I think we could see some more coming up into Saturday. Right now, the Vipercast is painting a couple inches of rain over most of our area. South of the city, it's saying maybe up to 3. So a good 1 to 3 inches of rain is pretty good forecast coming up over the next 60 hours or so. I'll tell you more about the rest of the weekend and into next week too, and we'll check out Tropical Storm Cindy as it moves towards Texas and Louisiana. That's all coming up.
Paul, thank you. After several months of work sessions and requests, Hamilton County has approved a budget for next year. Today, commissioners voted on the 2018 budget, which totals more than $691 million. It is $12 million more than the 2017 budget. But Mayor Jim Coppinger says there will not be a property tax increase. County schools will get more than $8 million in new funds, but that's only a third of the $24 million they had hoped for.
And Hamilton County's Pick for superintendent, Dr. Brian Johnson, made a surprise appearance this morning as the commissioners voted on that budget, and it is a budget that certainly impacts the school district Dr. Johnson will lead. He joined a packed room as the commissioners approved the new budget. During his visit, he says he plans to meet with the school's instructional team and some other central office staff members. He's unsure exactly what his first day on the job will look like, but he says he does know what he plans to do on the first day of school.
Whether it's that 12th grader that's having the first day of their last year, or that kindergarten that's having the first day of their first year, I'm looking forward to getting to school buildings on that first day to really hit as many schools as I possibly can during that time.
Now, Dr. Johnson says he still has to wrap up duties in his current job in the Montgomery County school system in Clarksville, Tennessee, and he hopes to finalize the details on his new contract with Hamilton County in the next few days. Still ahead on Live at 5, tax-free weekend dates are announced, and they're a little earlier than usual this year. The summer heat may bring more slithering snakes. If you see one of the reptiles, researchers say, don't kill it. We have breaking news in the lawsuit filed by 3 former Ooltewah High School employees yesterday. We've learned that District Attorney Neil Pinkston, former school superintendent Rick Smith, and representatives of Hamilton County Schools, the Department of Children's Services, and Hamilton County were summoned to court today by a federal judge. You'll remember the suit is based off the Ooltewah assault case in which several victims were sexually assaulted during an Ooltewah basketball team trip to Gatlinburg in 2015. Our Cameron Taylor will have more on this story coming up on Eyewitness News at 6.
The state of Tennessee has announced the dates for the back-to-school tax-free weekend, and this year it's in July. Clothing, backpacks, and school supplies that cost $100 or less will be tax-free. You won't have to pay taxes on computers under $1,500 either. Georgia and Alabama also have tax-free weekends in July this year, and here's a list of those dates. Tennessee's sales tax holiday is set for Friday, July 28th through Sunday, July 30th. Georgia's is in July. It's the 29th through the 30th. Alabama's is July 21st through the 23rd. And we did some checking with Hamilton County Schools to find out when teachers plan to post their supply lists. A spokesperson told us it's up to each principal, but elementary school directors say it's usually after July 1st. And still ahead, what would you do if you saw a snake in your yard?
Well,
after
I scream. After the break, Nick Austin explains that many snakes that can be found in East Tennessee are not so harmful, and he'll let you know what to do if one slithers in your path.
I'll tell you about the chances for rain coming up over the next few days, right into the weekend on my 7-day forecast.
Time to find out what's happening in traffic this afternoon.
Just watch out for some heavier traffic for your commute home, 24 eastbound. If you travel from downtown to that 75 split commute time right now, looking to be about 11 to 13 minutes. If maybe you have to get to downtown traveling from 75, 24 westbound to downtown, commute time there about 9 to 11 minutes. View of that traffic there. You can see at I-24 as it moves through the Ridge Cut. From the US 101 Information Center, it's Mo, their Eyewitness News traffic.
Thank you, Mo. The warm temperatures and long daylight hours have people spending more time outside, but other members of the animal kingdom love summer too, like snakes.
Yeah, you know, some of us say snakes are not our friend. Well, you know, which ones can harm you and what can you do to keep from getting bitten? Well, we go right to Channel 3's Nick Austin for answers.
There are 24 types of snakes that can be found in East Tennessee. Most of them live here in the Chattanooga area, but only 2 of them are venomous.
Timber rattlesnakes are probably the easier of the 2 to identify because of the rattle and a pretty distinctive head shape and patterning.
The other venomous kind is the copperhead, which is more common here, according to David Hedrick, a reptile expert at the Chattanooga Zoo.
They have a orange-brown coloration and they have an hourglass-shaped pattern that goes across the top of their back.
It can be scary suddenly running across one of these creatures while taking a stroll or a jog, but Hedrick says when these snakes attack, it's almost always in self-defense.
And when people are bitten by venomous snakes, 99% of the time it's because someone is bothering the snake.
Trying to kill one or picking up one after you think you've killed it could result in a trip to the hospital. Copperheads and timber rattlers spend a lot of time in the woods, so when you spend time outside, make sure you stay away from the edges of the walking and the running trails. Also, if you see a snake, stand still, let it slither away, or walk in a very wide path around it. Also, don't overturn any objects. These snakes like to hide out under large rocks and tree limbs.
And they play a vital role in controlling rodent populations and kind of by proxy controlling tick populations.
While snakes in general might frighten you, they can be our friends. But if you don't want them hanging around your home, keep your lawns tidy.
To keep your grass mowed and to not have large piles of clutter and trash.
Just remember to stay alert this summer and follow the rules. If you want more information about these snakes, look for the story on our website, WRCBTV.com. In Chattanooga, Nick Austin, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Nick. Well, if you get bitten by a venomous snake, stay calm if you can, just to keep your heart rate down. Clean the wound as best you can and remove any jewelry because of the swelling that would occur. That's when you seek medical attention as soon as possible.
Easier said than done, David. Well, the Florida Panhandle is feeling the effects of Tropical Storm Cindy. Several streets in Panama are flooded, Panama City that is, but still passable with parking lots also underwater. The storm is expected to continue moving toward Texas. The brunt of it hitting the Houston area by tomorrow morning.
And our own Cindy Sexton, who is always calm and relaxed, is taking a few days off. We appreciate Lori Mitchell filling in this week.
Thanks for having me.
And Paul Barris is standing by with the forecast.
Right now, there's not that much rain around the Tennessee Valley. We have a few sprinkles, a few showers moving on by. The heaviest is in Polk County, Cherokee County, North Carolina. Showers are starting to spread into Chattooga County, just south of Somerville. It's moving off towards the north, so rain will start spreading our way. And here it is from about Huntsville all the way to just about Atlanta. Points south, there are tornado watches through Louisiana, all the way into the panhandle of Florida, including South Alabama. And some pretty good thunderstorms, too, out into the Great Plains. This is the big mess that's going to gradually push our way, but the heaviest part is going to be west of us, along with the path of the storm as it moves inland. And then coming up, it's going to start turning off towards the north, and to the east, it's going to stay north of us. And that's why I think the heaviest rain is going to be north of us, too, coming up over this whole period. And mainly through the weekend, or into the beginning of the weekend, then ending before Sunday. 83 in the city now, 84 Dayton, but 79 Dalton, 82 in Cleveland, 82 in Athens, and 77 in Murphy, with winds out of the south-southeast. 84 the high, 69 the overnight low. Good prediction there. We had 84 and 70, so it worked out well on this longest day of the year. Now the days start getting shorter again. I always tell my wife that, and she gets all upset. Don't tell me that, she says. 83 in Dalton, with 2/10 so far out near Lafayette, a 10th in Calhoun, a 10th in Chatsworth, a 10th out near Fort Mountain, 4/10 in Ellijay, 86 near Fort Payne for a high, 82 in Scottsboro. Across the metro area, temperatures in the 80s, 85 Cleveland, 84 in Lakeside Red Bank, 88 Soddy Daisy, and then all the way to 84 in Dayton and Pikeville, 85 10 Mile, to 2/10 at Turtletown, a 10th out near Murphy. Here's the latest Vipercast season tropical storm moving out through Louisiana and Texas, heading towards Arkansas. The rain spreading in through tomorrow afternoon, a little break for tomorrow night and into Friday, but then Friday afternoon, Friday night, another round of showers and thunderstorms. Some of those could be pretty strong. But the good news is, as this cold front pushes by, it should dry us off into Saturday, especially into the afternoon and evening, and Sunday looks like a pretty good day. Now, Vipercast, I think, is still overdoing the rainfall amounts. It's going 3 to 5 inches right across, Georgia, Tennessee, South Tennessee, North Georgia. I think about 1 to 3 total around the area, with the heaviest probably north of the city. Tonight, 71 with a few light rain showers. For tomorrow, highs near 79 with some showers at times. And tomorrow night, showers and maybe a few thunderstorms with 73. So we got a 60% chance for the next couple of days. That's better than 50-50. Most of us will see that range. Saturday, some morning showers, then out of here with 85. Sunday, about 84 degrees. And then a pretty nice weather pattern and cool, a lot cooler than normal. Normal high is 89. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday look very nice.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Well, still ahead on Live at 5. There you are. We have a warning for you.
The popular item has made the list as one of the most dangerous summer toys for kids. We will have details about why after the break. Well, are you ready for the Week o' Wayne? Wayne White is a 4-time Emmy Award-winning artist best known for his set design work on Pee-wee's Playhouse.
And he's a local guy, great guy. He created Wayne-O-Rama last fall, and he'll have his works exhibited at the Hunter Museum of American Art at the end of this month. Barry Corder's a fellow Wayne White fan, and of course Barry joins us each week from the TFB to tell us more about what's happening entertainment-wise. Barry, when can we see this Wayne-O-Rama exhibit?
Well, the Wayne-O-Rama you can see now. It runs through September. The Wayne White exhibit at the Hunter will open June 30th, and it will run through September in conjunction with the Wayne-O-Rama. Wayne grew up in Hickson. He said last year that being able to go away and kind of prove himself and then come back as a conquering hero is one of the great joys of his life, and this Hunter exhibit is probably the pinnacle of that. But you know, last summer he had people from all over the country come in and help build Wayne-O-Rama, these giant cardboard puppets depicting Bob Brandy, Luther Massengale, Chief Dragging Canoe, Lookout Mountain with moving inclines. It's a big deal and it's a really cool space. But next week, Shane Parrish is going to perform, starting tomorrow, and then on Saturday we've got What Cheer Brigade, which is a really interesting group. And then next Friday, Wayne himself will join a whole lot of other musicians. So it's the week of Wayne leading up to the opening of the Hunter, and you'll never see music in another venue like this. So I recommend people go.
I'm with you, Barry. Wayne's a great guy. I hope everybody gets a chance to meet him, and we'll read more about this tomorrow in Chattanooga Now in our Times Free Press.
Thank you, Barry. Fidget spinners may be fun, but that doesn't mean they are always safe. The consumer watchdog group World Against Toys Causing Harm has named fidget spinners as a hazard for kids this year. The group says spinners can fall apart and the small pieces can create a choking hazard. Children in Texas and Oregon have been taken to hospitals recently after choking on fidget spinners. Researchers are also warning parents about the fire dangers still posed by lithium batteries in hoverboards. Still ahead, a number of memorabilia from the estate of former First Lady Jackie Kennedy is up for auction.
And after the break, we have a look at some of the things up for grabs.
Be sure and start your Thursday morning off with us on Channel 3 Eyewitness News today. Find out